Welcome back to the library. Okay, I guess we're leaving the library.
Library's done. You know what? I really enjoyed Wii Sports Resort.
I'm proud of you.
It was a good time. I had a good time staying at the Wii Sports Resort.
I like normal Wii Sports.
See ya.
Really?
I never played
Okay.
Resort, so
Resort. It's kind of like a best of collection. I'm kind of bummed they got rid of. I'm kind of bummed they got rid of boxing. I like
Yeah.
it way better than the swordplay minigame. But I don't know. I enjoy the atmosphere of Wii Sports Resort. I feel like I want someone to take Wii Sports Resort and like adapt every one of the minigames to be more complex. Like, I would love it if you could like map the bicycling minigame to an actual bicycle.
yeah,
So you could have like a great time doing the bicycle races.
that'd be cool.
I mean,
yeah.
they had a Pilot Wings Resort, which they just took the flying minigame and made it into a full game,
Yeah.
which was cool. And that was one of my favorites as well. But yeah, what I was saying before this cutaway is something I was hoping I'd remember by the end of that sentence, which I didn't.
Kingdom Hearts 2 levels were kind of puzzles.
Oh yes,
Some
yeah.
levels were
They got
puzzles.
a lot of the puzzly shit went away in the later Kingdom Hearts games, and that's kind of a bummer. I really enjoyed.
I don't
this
mind
more
it.
adventure. Yeah, I mean, I don't
Like
I
they
don't miss
built
it that
upon the
much.
combat system, which was great, and got rid of the
Mhm.
puzzles. Which if you've got great combat, then like you don't really need puzzles.
Oh yeah, like the combat stands on its own, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about Kingdom Hearts 2 is like the combat's so good you don't really need that shit. And
Yep.
I completely agree with you. But it was nice doing some more platforming and like puzzles and stuff in this kind of game. It's something
Yeah.
that like that's what I like about Recoded.
No, they
Is
no. Instead, they got rid of the puzzles and added literal puzzles.
Did they?
We'll see when we get to 2. But
I don't
Final
recall.
Mix,
That's,
Final Mix 2, Final Mix Birth by Sleep. I don't think any other. No, I don't think 3D had it. But yeah, for the Final Mix of 2 and Birth by Sleep, they added these little crown emblems you can get, and they just add to a puzzle book.
yeah, that's right. Okay. Because like I was thinking about that,
It was
like.
mine.
There's very few puzzles and platforming in Kingdom Hearts 2 onward, except for Recoded, and that's why I like Recoded, because Recoded has some fun platforming.
Actually, towards the end, there's a
You're saying my
secret
heart's
dungeon
weaker
that you
than his?
unlock from the
For that
that
instant,
was added for the Final Mix of 2 that adds a whole bunch of
However.
platforming.
Sick.
you can become stronger.
That's fun.
Well, not
Okay,
a lot
cool.
of platforming, but
fear in
no,
stepping
it's
through the
just
door
jumping
to
on ledges and shit,
It
so it's
held
not
no
really
terror for you.
platforming per se.
Oh, hey, Xehanort. Good to see you,
We'll
buddy.
see.
Deeper into the darkness, and
Hey,
your
young
Billy
will
Zane.
grow even stronger.
Billy Xehanort.
Billy Zane.
What should I do?
It's really quite simple.
So,
Open yourself to the
I guess I'll say
darkness.
this. It'll
That is
probably
all.
date the episode, but fuck it.
Let your heart
I was playing Kingdom
your
Hearts
being
Dark Road
become
because of course I
darkness
was,
itself.
and I got to the point in the story missions where it said coming soon, and I'm like, oh
Damn it.
no.
Yeah.
I
that's
think
a
I
bummer.
outplayed the story mission.
Oops. Well played.
But yeah, story so far for Dark Road's alright. It's not anything special. It's what you'd expect from a Kingdom Hearts mobile game.
Yeah.
Ericus is oddly adorable in that art style.
It's good with Mark Hamill.
No, there's no voice acting in that.
I feel like my question for any game should be: is he played by Mark Hamill? Because I like Mark Hamill a lot.
Yeah.
If you told me there was a game about Harrison Ford, I'd ask: is he played by Mark Hamill? I like Mark Hamill.
I don't think Harrison Ford wants to play any movie played by Harrison Ford.
I don't think Harrison Ford wants to be alive. Like, the
I-
dude seems like he's just old and waiting to die.
Yeah. I mean, he's been alive for so fucking long and been in so many fucking movies. I'd want to be
Like, I
dead
get-
too if I was that old.
I mean, I get tired of like a meal I'm eating halfway through. Like, I can't imagine how tired he must be of living.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of it. That's dark. Holy shit.
Yeah, a bit.
Like I think like this, I think Kingdom Hearts and Metal Gear are like two of the games that I have quoted the most. Like
Okay.
I think there's been several on several occasions you and I have just spoken like the speech Ansem gives at the end of the game, like back and forth to one another.
Yeah, because it's good.
Ingrained in our
It's
memory.
stupid, but it's good.
It's fucking ingrained.
Also, this is the only time you'll ever see me use gravity.
No. It's an exclusive.
Yeah. Because I'm sure the move's great, but I've never found use for it. Maybe if I was doing
Pitiful.
speed runs at level 1 on certain bosses, it could be useful, but
Mhm.
like hell I'm ever doing that, so.
Pitiful, heartless, mindlessly collecting hearts. The
Hold on,
rage of
I'm
the
just-
Keyblade. I love that quote. I mean, I love that fucking speech he gives.
It's a good one. A lot of the villain speeches in this series are really good.
I really enjoy Xemnas. Like, a lot of the villains in the games are just like whenever they're on screen, I'm just having a great time. Also, like Xehanort's weird finger wiggles he does in Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Do, do, do.
What you gonna do with that wiggling finger?
You don't want to know. You don't want to fucking know.
Woo woo.
What you doing over there, Xehanort? Ah, being evil, maybe researching some shit.
I'm gonna call this one bye.
This one Havel, this one Body. Oh man, I think I'm gonna quote that shit forever.
Probably, it's super good.
There's very few. I'm trying to think of like. There's not a lot of Kingdom Hearts YouTube videos that I've watched that I like quoting.
I mean, I don't think anyone has ever made like videos in the style of in summary or Dark Souls in summary.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I mean, there's like.
I mean,
Kingdom Hearts in that,
Yeah.
but
There's
very few of
also
those are actually,
the
like, quotable.
fucking parking lot fight.
Oh man, that was a rough one.
I
Ooh.
can't kill you. You're a part of me.
I can't watch that video. Like, I don't know. I've always had a really hard time with cringe. I know there are people on the internet who like love it.
I can't either.
I can't handle it. I
It
feel
gives
too
me
bad.
secondhand cringe.
I feel too bad for the people.
It's kind of
Like,
the same. It's the same reason I can't. Like I could probably stand it now, but like when I first watched Watamote, like I got
Oh,
secondhand
yeah.
embarrassment for Tomaki and just couldn't handle it in some parts.
Like, I'm so weird. I'll like watch a movie about I watch a lot of like movies that have like despicable main characters. You know, like I watched American Psycho recently, and I felt bad for Patrick Bateman the entire film. Like,
Yeah.
and it's weird because like that shouldn't be for most people. That's not going to be the takeaway, but for me, that's what it is. And that's just, I think I just might think my empathy is way too strong for certain characters.
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel that way too about certain things. Because like I'll hear like some news story on the news. I'll go figure. About like some tragedy that happened to some family, and I'll just get weepy and like sad because like I'm too sympathetic. I'm like, oh man, hope they're alright. And then I have to go like back into my room and play something to like take my mind off it. Because I
Man,
care too much about shit like that when I shouldn't.
I remember kind of talking about Disney, I guess, when I first saw the movie Hook when I was a kid. Like, Captain Hook was my favorite character. Not because he was, like, a good person, but because he has so much fucking style and charisma and flair.
Yeah.
Because villains are allowed to have style, charisma, and flair because they don't need to be related to.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing with main characters a lot of times is they're kept kind of boring so people can relate to them more because I guess people can't relate to cool characters. And, like, that's why I've always been attracted to villains because I love characters with style.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I always liked Captain Hook. And I remember at the end of the movie when he tries tricking Peter Pan and ends up getting eaten by the crocodile clock.
Yeah.
I remember watching it with my aunt and going, "Aw, poor Hook," and my aunt's like, "What are you talking about? He was the bad guy. Poor mean Hook." That's what you should be saying.
I'm a bad guy.
I'm like, oh, and I also realized my love for villains went slightly too far. Like my cousin, and my uncle's a very smart man.
Yeah.
He's constantly quizzing his kids on things to keep them smart and keep them, interested in learning and stuff.
Yep.
And he kept quizzing his kid on the presidents. He's like, okay, Hayes, what's your favorite president? And he goes, oh, I like Woodrow Wilson for this reason and that reason. And he goes, and then Hayes turns to me and goes, Alex, what's your favorite president? Alex, what's your favorite president? And I go, Andrew Jackson. And there was just this moment where my uncle kind of looks at me and goes, really? And I go, yeah. And I explain why, and it's because Andrew Jackson was a bit of a badass.
Yeah.
He had style, he had flair, oh my god, he's so fucking cool.
I like Roosevelt as well.
He's a monster. Like, Andrew Jackson is a horrible, horrible person, but because he has so much style and flair, I like him. But then again, because like he's a historical figure, so I'm not really in the context of, like, I don't really feel the consequences of what he did, so I can't really hate him, Yeah. It's just so, to me, it's like fiction, Then again, you're never gonna hear me go that Adolf Hitler had flair. Like, no. He didn't.
Granted, the SS overcoat and shit is super snazzy.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
their
Nazi,
outfits are unfortunately really nice looking.
Nazi fashion is the shit. But
Yeah.
luckily, I can just say I like the Empire from Star Wars, or the Imperium of Mankind from 40K, or Xeon from Gundam, and just go, I like their outfits because because it's the same shit. It's just not associated with anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
How do we get here?
I don't know.
I
Talking normally like we normally do.
Yeah, and it just led to a discussion about anti-Semitism and Nazis.
But
Maybe that's why we attract the kind of fans we do.
probably.
Hey, if you like Nazis and Kingdom Hearts, you're in the right place.
Fuck. We're joking, by the way. Need to say that for obvious reasons. We're kidding.
We're kidding. We think Nazis are hilarious.
I mean, that movie was pretty good.
Oh, fucking, he's back. Or
Yeah.
Look, he's back. Yeah, that was good and scary. The ending is terrifying. The ending of that movie is horrifying in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you get about halfway through the movie and you're like, am I rooting for Hitler?
What?
I think the line someone said while we were watching was, "Oh, poor Hitler." Like, wait
Yeah.
a minute, what's going on? What's happening right now? And it's kind of the point of the film. It's to show how Hitler rose to power through his charisma and everything.
Yep.
And his masterful political maneuvering.
Definitely, yeah. Cause like, if you notice, like, the way he turned, like, certain statements on their head and, like, made people question what they were saying for the most part.
Yeah, and how, like, he allied himself with certain groups and had himself oppose certain others. Like, he allied himself with a lot of liberal groups and, like, put himself up against, like at one point I think he gets, like, the shit kicked out of him by a bunch of white supremacists.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of, like, neo-Nazis.
Yeah.
And he, that helped improve his image because, like, this is the new age. This guy, this performer is the new Adolf Hitler. He's not the old one. He's turning over a new leaf, and he's also got the charisma to back it up,
Yeah.
Like, even the scene of him shooting the dog and that being revealed to everybody doesn't last. It doesn't really stick around because people want to believe in him,
Yeah.
Because he's telling people exactly what they want to hear. It's quite a terrifying film. Also,
Yeah, like, if you speak prettily enough and, like, are confident in what you're saying, you can make anyone, like, follow you and more or less believe what you say.
Yeah, absolutely. That was something that I think Angelo bought me this book. It was 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah.
I have not read it, mainly because I just find it kind of detestable. Like
okay.
I've looked at entries from it, and I'm like, that sounds really morally reprehensible, and I don't really think I want to read that. I think it's just gonna make me feel uncomfortable. So,
Yeah.
but that was one of the things mentioned in the book, is just basically control the image people see of you, and make sure you're presenting a character people like. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like acting, but except acting.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah. I guess I can tie that into certain villains and stuff. Is like I was watching a bunch of videos on Harry Potter recently, and Voldemort came up, and like I was thinking, like, again, Voldemort is a villain with style and charisma, and I gotta ask yourself, like, how does this person gain followers when their plan is so obviously evil?
They sympathize with his lack of nose.
Yeah, yeah, nose, but I guess it ties back into that whole charisma thing. And, like, what the fuck's Xehanort's plan, and how are people on board with it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Xehanort has actual followers. He's not manipulating everybody. There are people who genuinely sympathize with his cause. Again, charisma and shit. Maybe that ties into why villains have so much personality, because real-life villains had a lot of personality.
On the topic of the nose, are you gonna, date Marie in P4?
That's an inside joke. Probably not. If that mod
Oh,
Yosuke
yeah.
comes back in the game, I'll be dating Yosuke,
True.
because I like Yosuke.
Yosuke is awesome. He's the true leader.
Yeah. And it's going to be the true waifu if I get my way.
These Dark Balls scared the hell out of me as a child.
They're really creepy.
They are. The way
I
they
also like how
like...
his head's on...
You like what?
I like how that enemy's head is on his shield.
It's not.
It's not?
Nope.
It was like an Agni and Rudra situation.
No. I'll show you when we do the, Actually, I can just send it to you now. I'm too lazy, though. But, yeah, no, his head is not that shield. His head's on his body. It's just super tiny.
Oh, okay. Lily.
I was reminded also we still have to record for the, and some reports going through those.
Yeah.
Which I guess we can do after we get, like, all of this done. That'd probably be the easiest thing.
That's a good idea. I guess we could talk about the Unversed once we get to Birth by Sleep. I was just gonna mention something about what I like about the Unversed. Oh boy.
What's up?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going through Hollow Bastion.
Yeah.
We certainly
Run out
are.
of things to talk about there, buddy?
Run out of things to talk about. Oh no.
Heartless design. What's your favorite Heartless?
I like the Shadow.
Okay.
It's cute. It's very
It is
cute.
cute.
I think the Neo Shadow sadly does not get enough use.
It's used all the time. What are you talking about?
I mean, in the high level encounters specifically.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I wish they showed up more often. I really like their designs. I like the Neo Shadow, and I like the upgraded version of the Neo Shadow that has the the red tint to him. That was one of my favorite things about
Oh,
358.
actually, sorry to interrupt you there. On the topic of enemies, this game actually is the first appearance of Neo Shadows. Then, if Final Mix came out a month or so after the original, so
Did they not show up at Chain of Memories? I could have swore they did.
that came out like a year after. Final Mix came out months.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So this game would be the first appearance of Neo Shadows as a special encounter to get
Cool.
the special items for synthesis.
Yeah, Neo Shadows are rad.
Neo Shadows are awesome.
There isn't much to be said about their style of combat, because they're basically just a shadow, but they hit harder.
Yeah,
But I really like their designs.
there's I've been cutting this out. Why did I not cut this out? I guess I got lazy. Anyway, yeah, there's a giant shadow encounter in as a special encounter as well. Also, this is the end of the episode. I think I get back up on top to where we were. I didn't
Okay.
want to show that off. on camera because that'd take too long. So thank you for watching.